Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from, yes, the Overflow room. Yeah, let me get that. There we go. Wonderful, yes, and we're dealing with the letter P in reverse alphabetical order, having just finished Prokofiev. Wow, that was a lot of Prokofiev, 15 videos worth. But now we're going to deal with two different performers, not composers or performers, one of whom is a composer as well as a performer, Leontyne Price and André Previn. Previn the composer, not the conductor. There are a lot of conductors who became composers. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to it, because first we must talk about Leontyne Price. Madame Price, who is still with us, which is remarkable. And I've got, 5 single discs here, because I've got the big Price boxes. And so all of this stuff is in those as well. Those are upstairs. So I took the singles and stuck them down here. And there's some really, really cool stuff here. Let's see what we have here. Well, first, of course, Verdi arias and Puccini arias. That was her fach. That was her thing. We've got Aida, Il Trovatore, Puccini, La Rondine, yeah, Tosca, Turandot. She sings Liu stuff, not Turandot stuff, which is a good thing. And these are beautiful. This was all when she was in her prime. The recording dates are 1959 and 1960. So there you go. I mean, when she had just burst on the scene as the Verdi soprano of that moment in the 20th century. And so she remains, really, in a lot of respects. Just an extraordinary singer with a gorgeous, gorgeous voice. And so there's that one. Then we've got this one, A Program of Song. She wasn't as well known as a songstress, at least now she's not remembered that way, as she should be, because she was a wonderful leader singer. She really was. We've got Forêt. Gorgeous Forêt stuff. Au Cimetière, Au Bord de l'Eau, Mandoline, and wonderful Forêt songs. Poulenc, which she sang just amazingly well, fabulously well. And we've got, Richard Strauss and Hugo Wolf. Really a tremendous little song collection with David Garvey, who was her usual accompanist, recorded in 1959. A beautiful, beautiful disc of Lieder, if you happen to be a Lieder person. These are all on RCA because she was, as she said, a Red Seal artist, an exclusive RCA person, except when she was on Decca. Well, what can you do? Well, RCA and London Records or Decca had an exchange agreement back in those days. Anyway, the Christmas album. One of the great Christmas records ever, quite frankly, with Herbert von Karajan and the Vienna Phil and the Wiener Großstadt Kinderchor and the Singverein der Gesellschaft der Musikfreunde. And by the time you get done identifying these people, it's New Year's. Absolutely. And you've got all the favorites, including some spirituals and other stuff, and just a real schmooze fest, which is what Christmas albums ought to be, really. I mean, let's face it, going for sublimity here, you're going for holiday cheer. And there's a lot of holiday cheer there. Yes, lots and lots of holiday cheer. Then we've got this thing, Mozart stuff. Mozart was another of her specialities. And, we've got Chiò mi scordi di te, which is wonderful. The incredible aria with piano obbligato, which is glorious. And then Porgy Amor from Figaro and stuff from Idomeneo. Oh, yes, Il Padre Perde. And Fools from the Magic Flute. And more Marriage of Figaro. And Il Re Pastore. And more Idomeneo. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, she's got Electra's crazy aria here. Yes, Doreste di Yace. Oh, is that insane? It's fabulous. It's about serpents and demons and hissing and snarly things. And let's see, Dove Sono. We get along with Porgy Amor. You've got to have all that stuff. And Don Giovanni yes, she's Donna Anna. Yeah, mostly in that. And Non Mi Dear. Okay, so sometimes she's not Donna Anna. Well, Lovely disc as well. And last but not least, we got, oh, I love this one. This is German stuff. This is Strauss arias. And she was also, that was also another one of her things, Strauss. And she did Die Frau in Schatten, The Awakening, The Empress's Awakening, singing 14 minutes of singing. It's gorgeous from Act 1, in Die Frau in Schatten, or no, the one where she's having her dream or whatever that thing is. Anyway, it's with Erich Leinsdorf. It's beautiful. Rosenkavalier, the Marschallins monologue. Die Ägyptische Helen, another awakening scene. Strauss heroines do a lot of awakening. They do. They wake up a lot. Guntram, Fass ich sie bang. Well, who the hell knows that? And Es gibt ein Reich from Ariadne auf Naxos. And Salome, the final scene. The interlude and final scene. Oh my goodness, isn't that fun? You don't get to hear her do that every day, but she did. Her aria recital discs were really good. There was the Prima Donna collection. Do you remember? It was like 5 discs of stuff. And it's just terrific. I have it upstairs, actually. We should do something more with Leontyne Price at some point. I mean, we really have to, because she's just a remarkable singer, and she made a discography that's second to none in terms of quality. It really is. So there you have it. The only defect she had in her voice really was that the chest register wasn't really connected to the rest of it. I mean, it switched when she went into her chest register, but I think that just gave her singing character, frankly. So now let's do André Previn. Now, Previn as a classical composer, as opposed to a jazz guy, was kind of interesting because he was, somewhat diffuse. It's the only way to describe it, charming guy and an incredibly gifted musician, but his compositional style somehow tended to be a little prolix, and I don't know. That's just the impression it gives me, that it just sort of doesn't have a lot of rhythmic punch. Sue me. Here's his violin concerto for his then wife, Anna Sophie Mutter. And he was terribly in love with her. I mean, when I interviewed him and he talked about her, his eyes sort of glazed over, and he really, really loved her. And it's a labor of love. It's a beautiful work. And the Bernstein Serenade. So that's with Previn, the LSO, and the object of his affections. So that's that. And then we've got his opera. Oh, yeah. A Streetcar Named Desire. What a snoozeroo this was. Oh, my goodness, with Renee Fleming and Rodney Gilfrey and Anthony Dean Griffey and Elizabeth Futrall, and really good cast. Orchestra of the San Francisco Opera. Presumably it's live. It's everything that Previn wanted. And nobody cared. And I don't care, frankly. I've always relied on the goodness of strangers, And we've got, let's see, Sally Chisholm remembers Billy the Kid. Well, this is a song thing with Barbara Bonney, accompanied by André Previn. And there's some other really good stuff in here, most of which is better than the André Previn stuff. Copland's 12 Poems of Emily Dickinson, Dominic Argento's 6 Elizabethan songs, Samuel Barber's Hermit songs. I mean, it's all terrific stuff. Previn's playing the piano. He does it very well. I mean, you may have guessed, I just don't really get him as a composer. I don't. We've got Honey and Rue with Toni Morrison texts. This is actually one of his best pieces. I really think it's a very, very solid song cycle. It's with the Orchestra of St. Luke's and Kathleen Battle, and you get Knoxville, summer of 1915, and a couple bits of Porgy and Bess. One of the best records he did, I think. I think Toni Morrison's poetry helps it a lot, too. It's very, very fine, powerful stuff. So, and people love Knoxville. It's not one of my faves, but I know from my experience of it on this channel that many of you stand by it. So that's worth hearing. And then we've got his diversions with the Vienna Phil. Sally Chisholm remembers. Again, this is in the version, I think, with orchestra, right? Or something like that. Is that what's happening? Yeah, the Vienna Phil and the London Symphony Orchestra. And Vocalese. He wrote a Vocalese with Barbara Bonney. And then the Giraffes Go to Hamburg and 3 Dickinson songs with Renee Fleming. You'll note that most of his music is vocal music and all that stuff. But then we get to great Previn. Yay! Here it is. Amazing. Elmer Gantry. the film score with music composed by Previn, and I wish he'd done more of these. This is one of the classic Hollywood film scores. It's absolutely fabulous. The movie's great too, with Burt Lancaster and Gene Simmons, and Shirley Jones is in here. Wow, yeah, I forgot about her. There you go. Well, that's definitely worth hearing. So, what can I say? Interesting stuff, some of it. And Previn remains, a fine conductor and an amazing musician and a great jazz performer from what he did, which is a sort of cool, relaxed jazz. And I think cool, relaxed classical doesn't work quite as well. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.